Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool Wesco wooden wall crank telephone, and this is Kevin's equipment from Missouri. And it's a really nice example of a Wesco telephone, and it's in very good condition for its age. And so what we want to do on this conversion, this is the initial checkout, is we're going to be installing a keypad. So what we want to do is go through everything on this telephone and troubleshoot it. Now we know that we're going to have to upgrade the transmitter so that he will have the quality and the clarity that he's going to need to use this as a telephone. We also want to go through the receiver capsule. We may have to upgrade the receiver capsule. If not, then we'll use it. We also have the original cord that it came in with, and so what we want to do is make sure that that's good. We'll troubleshoot that, and if it's savable, we'll go ahead and use that cord. We want to try to use as many of the original parts as we can. We want to go through the hook switch. We need to go through the magneto. We need to check the magneto, make sure it's producing voltage. He does have his crank. And we also want to go through the solenoids for the bells. We want to make sure that that's all working or needs to be repaired. We can take care of that at that time. We also want to rewire this telephone the way we need to wire it to work the way we want it to work. We have some miscellaneous parts here, and some of this is off the lightning arrestor up on the cathedral top, and we'll make sure that we get that all put back together again. We also need to install a modular port so that Kevin can simply bring in a line cord and plug it in and use the telephone. That makes for a clean plug-and-play connection. He can use any length, any color line cord he chooses. And so we have a lot of work with this telephone. We want to get a start. We also want to show you the inside of this telephone. We have our magneto here. We also have our hook switch that we need to go through. We need to check our wiring. We'll have to add some wiring. And he's got a guarantee sticker on the door on the inside. This telephone's in very good condition, and we'll go ahead and do some still pictures of that. Okay, we're back now, and we're going to show a little bit about what's going on. We had to remove the magneto because we had to go through the magneto, and we wanted to repair some things, and we also wanted to adjust it. And so now the chrome on the magneto has cleaned up really well, and so I think that's going to look great. We also want to test this unit before we put it back into the telephone. So we have a little bell here, and we want to go ahead and show that we're producing voltage. So now we can reinstall the unit and move forward in the repair and conversion. What we have to do now is we have to create the circuit that we design here at the shop that allows you to crank this crank and ring the bells to the telephone and not backfeed any voltage into the telephone line. But yet when you get a call that comes in, when someone calls you, it will still ring the original bells of the telephone. We also have to start working on the solenoids and checking the solenoids for the bells and adjusting the bells to this unit. So we have quite a bit of work to do, and then we'll move on to some other issues that we need to take care of. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're Back now, and we are finished up with a repair and conversion of this Wesco wooden wall crank telephone. We're going to run through a little bit about what went on, and then we'll start our final checks. So what we did was we used the original cloth cord that the telephone came in with. It was in good condition, so we were able to save it. We have our outside connections for that also, which is really cool. We were able to use the original receiver capsule that was repaired, and we like to try to use any original parts that we can. We also upgraded the transmitter because we installed a keypad. Kevin wanted a keypad in this telephone, so we want him to be able to have the clarity he's going to need to hold a conversation on this telephone. We went through the bells, we went through the solenoids for the bells, we went through the magneto, we also installed the circuit that you have to have, so when you crank this telephone and ring the bells, you don't backfeed any voltage into the telephone line, but yet when you get a call, the original bells will ring. We installed our keypad, we rewired this telephone the way we wanted it wired to work the way we want it to work. We went through the hook switch, and so we went through a little bit of everything. We installed our modular port so Kevin can simply bring a line cord in, any length, any color, and plug into the modular port, and it makes for a simple, easy plug-and-play connection. So this telephone's had a lot of work done to it, and what we want to do is start our final checks. We want to go ahead and ring the unit with the magneto, so we'll go ahead and crank it. We also want to ring this unit with the analyzer like you were getting a call that was coming in. We'll go ahead and do that. We're going to let that go a few times. I'll let it go one more time. We'll give you some dial tone. Now what we want to do is we want to open the unit so that we can make a call with it and dial some numbers. So we'll be right back. So now we can use our keypad. So we'll go ahead and give you some dial tone. If you watch the analyzer, we'll walk through our numbers. I'm going to end in a 2. Now what I want to do is I want to hit the flash button and redial. And our numbers will redial and it'll end in a 2. We also want to transmit. If you watch that red light on the analyzer, every time you see that red light, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. Now, I'm pretty far away from this microphone, but it's still picking me up. So you wouldn't have to be like right up next to the microphone like they did in the old days. They had to be right up on the microphone. You should be able to stand back away from it a little bit and it will pick your transmit up. So you should be okay on that. Now what we want to do is I have a button on the switch box, and when I press that button, that gives us a line out and totally takes the analyzer out of the situation, and we'll go ahead and call a time and temp number. Now they're having some issues with their equipment. You'll hear the recording start, and then you'll hear a hum, and then the recording will continue. That's on their end, has nothing to do with what we're doing. So we'll go ahead and give you some dial tone. And we'll call that number.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 30th. The time is 11:43. Current temperature 101 degrees.
mostly sunny today with highs in the 80s, mostly clear this evening, lows around 60, mostly sunny Wednesday, highs in the mid-80s.
Okay. Now we can call one other number. We can call my number and it'll be busy. We'll give you some dial tone. Now that we know that this telephone has been repaired and converted, we can return it to Kevin, and he can enjoy this telephone. It's in very good condition. It's by the Wesco Supply Company of St. Louis, Missouri, and they're highly collectible, and it's going to look great no matter where it's installed. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.